Hey everybody, it's Ken Abrams with another Tuesday at 10 video blog. I hope you're having a great week and getting to enjoy some sunshine wherever you are. There's an expression out there that you often hear when somebody has recently passed away. That expression is a life well lived. Well, Pope Francis recently passed away, and he is a person that I think you can honestly say that phrase absolutely applies to. A life very well lived. A life that was rich, a life full of service, a life dedicated to helping others, and a life especially dedicated to helping those that are marginalized or fringe groups. Recently, at his funeral, a number of dignitaries from all over the world showed up. Yes, he was a religious leader, and oftentimes when a pope passes away, religious leaders from all over the world are in attendance. It certainly seemed like there were more than usual that attended Pope Francis's funeral. There were leaders from countries that honestly Christianity is not their main religion, but yet they were there to honor not only a religious leader but a great humanitarian. When he passed away, there was a lot of information that came out about him that people may or may not have known. I knew about his humble beginnings, but I didn't realize that he continued that humility when he became pope. As a matter of fact, he didn't stay in the normal papal residency. He stayed in a small, very humble apartment. He didn't want all the trappings of the office. He believed that he was nothing more than a humble servant of God, and he lived his life that way. From what I understand, and I certainly have no firsthand knowledge of this, he did not take his monthly salary that is afforded to him by the church. He took a vow of poverty and he kept that vow until the end of his life. As a matter of fact, he did a lot of things in terms of orchestrating his own funeral, where he wanted a very simple casket. Now, again, I didn't know this, but usually popes are buried in 3 caskets, almost like Russian nesting dolls, where there's one inside the other. Each casket is made of a different material, apparently to protect the remains of the Holy Father. But again, Pope Francis didn't do that. He wanted a simple service, and if you looked, you saw the tens of thousands of people that came out to wish him well on his final journey. Pope Francis did a lot of things that are really admirable as far as I'm concerned. Again, he opted to take that road where he was, yes, the leader of the church, but he didn't want to make doctrine or dictate a lot of things. When people asked him about his stance on homosexuality, his response was very simple. He said, "Who am I to judge?" He left that to what he would consider a higher power. He really was an amazing individual, and a lot of what he did for the poor and disenfranchised is work that many people have been trying to do for years. It was so nice to see the leader of the Catholic Church be a champion for those causes and really push people to get outside of their comfort zone and to help those less fortunate than he. He was never afraid of controversy and never afraid to speak what was on his mind. He was critical of certain countries, including the United States, in the way that they were treating immigrants and having people deported. He was not a big fan of that and was a much bigger fan of trying to figure out a solution that made everybody happy and everybody comfortable. His was truly a life well lived, and it is a model that many of us can follow. Have a great week.